Hello, my name is JP, and welcome to this podcast on evolution. So, evolution is the process in which traits are passed down through inheritance to offspring. These traits affect how an organism lives, and plays a role in whether or not this organism will pass on its genes. A species as a whole can evolve, but an individual cannot. This is because the process usually takes many generations before significant differences are seen. So there are 4 different mechanisms of evolution, and the first one is natural selection. So natural selection is the process in which traits are amplified or reduced based on the survival of their bearer. So an example of this would be a population of rabbits. So half of the rabbits have white fur, and the other half have brown fur. So the white-furred rabbits are easily seen by predators, and they slowly die out. So the brown-furred rabbits are able to hide as opposed to the white-furred rabbits, and so the brown fur trait is amplified. The second mechanism of evolution is genetic drift. So genetic drift is the random change in frequency of a trait. So let's go back to the rabbit example again. So let's say in this example that there are no predators. So the scenario is reset and both populations of the white-furred and brown-furred rabbits are equal. So let's add a couple of generations to the mix. Over time, the brown-furred trait slowly overtakes the white-furred trait. So the third mechanism of evolution is mutation. So mutations are changes in an organism's DNA sequence. So the majority of mutations are harmful, and the rest are mainly neutral. On occasion, there are mutations that are beneficial to an organism, and this is passed on. So let's go back to the rabbits. So the rabbits live in a forest where during the winter there's a lot of snow. That means those brown-furred rabbits are at a disadvantage, as are the white ones when it's spring and summer. So one of the brown-furred rabbits has a baby. This baby's sequence for fur color is mutated, so it has a spotted pattern of both brown and white. This baby survives to maturity and has offspring, and these offspring have the mutation. So this is an example of a beneficial mutation. So the final mechanism of evolution is gene flow. So this mechanism is the transfer of traits from one population to another. So again, let us go back to the rabbits. So this population of spotted rabbits lives only in like a secluded, isolated forest. So one day, 2 of the spotted rabbits migrate, for whatever reason, to a nearby forest that has only white-furred rabbits. They transfer this trait into this population of rabbits. So just as a recap, natural selection, genetic drift, mutations, and gene flow are the 4 mechanisms of evolution. So evolution in the long term may lead to speciation, but the majority of the time it's really only changing a population's characteristics. Alright, so now it's time for a little bit of history. So the roots of biology and evolution can be traced back to Greek philosopher Anaximander. So he studied some of the fossils that were found in Greece, and he speculated on the origins of life. And it wouldn't be for another 2,300 years before people would start studying biology in a scientific manner. So during the 1700s, some thinkers looked how human populations had changed, and they began to study evolution again. However, this was kept secret out of fear for the church, who was still controlling a good portion of scientific thought in Europe. So it wasn't until Darwin wrote his On the Origins of Species that people started to look at evolution. And so from then on, it became a major part of biology, and years of study have been placed in it. Even today, we are still studying where we came from and how we've evolved as a species. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.